I, 25 female, live in a 3-bedroom apartment with my fiancé, 27 male. We have an infant son. My younger sister Mia, 20, recently started attending a university closer to where I live than my parents' places. Because she needed to get to class early in the morning, my fiancé and I allowed her to move into our spare bedroom. She's been living with us since January. Since she moved in, I've had Mia follow a set of rules, mostly to ensure everyone can live peacefully. One of the most important rules concerns arriving after my son's bedtime, usually between 7 and 8 o'clock. Mia can come home however late she wants as long as she doesn't make too much noise. The door to the apartment has an electronic keypad lock, and the one we use also has a standard lock under it. Everyone has a copy of the key, but we all prefer typing in the password. However, the keypad is very noisy and my son's nursery is close to the door. He wakes up every time the keypad is used after I've put the baby to sleep. So naturally, the rule about getting home late includes not using the keypad. Everyone, including Mia, has known about this since day one. At first, we had no problems, but now that Mia has gotten used to college life, she's frequently been going out at night. This past month, she's arrived home after midnight every Friday and Saturday night. She always forgets that don't make too much noise rule, and she has on multiple occasions used the keypad. My son wakes up crying every damn time. I'd sit her down and remind her of the rule whenever this happened, but she continued to do it. My fiancé and I got tired of putting our baby back to sleep, so I changed the password and told Mia she was no longer allowed to use the keypad. She agreed and promised to try to make less noise. On Friday night this week, Mia went out with her friends. She came home very intoxicated at 4 a.m. and forgot that I changed the password. Not only did she use the keypad, but she also got the password wrong so many times that she triggered an alarm. I was furious. Not only did my baby wake up crying, but I also got complaints from my neighbours. The next morning I told Mia that I was establishing a curfew. While living with me, she needed to be home by 8 p.m. She won't be allowed to go out at night for the rest of the semester. Mia put up a fight, saying I have no right to ground her like this or dictate what she does with her free time, but I held my ground. I told her she'll be free to do as she pleases when she has her own place and raises her own family. While living with me, she has to do as I say. She told our parents about this. Our mother and stepfather are both on my side. Our father is on Mia's. He says I'm not her mother and I have no right to treat her like a child. He also thinks it's unfair to do this to her over an intoxicated mistake. Am I the idiot? Edit, no, I can't mute the keypad. Not the idiot. I admit it sounds like a bit of a power trip to ground your adult sister, but it's well within your rights to enforce rules when you're allowing your sister to live there for free. She can always rent her own place if she wants full freedom to do whatever she wants. She's definitely old enough to have some responsibility if she's in college. I laughed about the terminology ground her, but in all honesty, what are OP's options? Sister has zero respect for the baby or the parents. If Dad is so appalled, he needs to facilitate new living arrangements for her. This isn't about what or who she's doing out late. It's about waking up the dang baby. OP, you've given her way more chances than I would have. I would tell her that if she wakes the baby up one more time, she's out. I can't imagine how annoyed your husband must be that you keep letting your adult sister act like an entitled 16-year-old. You are not grounding her. You're not even treating her like a child. You are establishing rules and boundaries that she needs to abide by if she wants to continue living in your home. She's free to go live with either of your parents, or your dad can pay for her to rent an apartment. Her living with you is purely for her convenience. She can leave if she doesn't feel like the conditions are worth the convenience. Honestly, at this point, I would ask her when she's moving out. My ex-wife, 45, and I, 43 male, are in the process of divorce. We have 2 kids in high school. She started to hate me during the last year of my marriage, along with mood swings and just being crappy. The only thing I could think of at that time was that she was hormonal. She didn't like it when I told her she was being hormonal. She would get defensive. I told her to see a doctor, but she refused. I don't think she would have listened to me. I gave her an ultimatum to go to therapy and see a doctor or we were done. She asked for a divorce. I didn't argue. I told her it was fine if that's what she wanted. She told me I am a mediocre husband and she's better off alone. That actually definitely defines me. I am a mediocre husband. I'm not very good looking and I'm not a millionaire. I never cheated, so I guess I'm not a bad husband, just mediocre. She filed a divorce petition. Then a few months later, she suddenly withdrew it and told me she was having second thoughts. I filed the petition myself because I met a woman, 36, who was nice to me, and this shocked my system. I couldn't have gone back to my ex-wife after that. Turns out my ex-wife's sister convinced her to see a doctor as she discussed her irregularities with her menstrual cycle with her. She was going through perimenopause and she just started hormonal replacement therapy. She started dragging the process, so we've been going through a divorce forever. My girlfriend found out she's pregnant. I told her that I was a mediocre dude, and that's why my ex left me. She told me that she is also a mediocre woman and she wants to raise a mediocre kid with me, to live in a mediocre house and live a mediocre life. So she is now my fiancée and wife as soon as I get divorced. I thought news of her pregnancy would make my ex understand that our marriage ended, but she went crazy about it. She's now claiming I abandoned her when she needed me the most and that I'm a terrible person for having a kid when she's going through menopause. She left me first. Am I the idiot for having a kid when my ex-wife is going through menopause? She filed for divorce. Were you supposed to crumple into a ball and not go on without her? You are not the idiot. When an ultimatum is issued, that's the last choice you get. She made her choice. Her regret is her problem, not yours. Congrats on your mediocre new family. Don't forget about your other kids. They're going to need you. Slow your roll, dude. You can be there for your new baby without rushing into a new marriage. I used to work for a divorce mediation practice. Their general advice was that a divorce takes at least 3 years emotionally. 1 year to really realize the marriage is over. 1 year to get through the back and forth of the filing process and finalization. 1 year to work on yourself before you're ready to date again. People who had a fiancé before the decree came through were known as repeat customers, very reliably. Yeah, I know a guy who's been married 4 times and he's only 46. The first marriage was at 19. This last one was to a friend of mine, which is how I met him, and they were engaged the day after his third divorce was finalized and married about a month later. They moved stupid fast, and he's got a type, back crap crazy. And yes, my friend is also back crap crazy. Watching her interact with his crazy ex-wife, number 3, was interesting to say the least. How do your older children feel about your new woman, new baby, new life, and divorcing their mom? Do you have them in counselling? In their eyes, you look like you tossed their mother aside and quickly started a new family with someone else. I mean, you do you, but I definitely did not want to have a pregnant girlfriend while I was going through my divorce. My ex-wife Lena and I have a son, Matt, a young grammar schooler, and I have 50-50 custody. We don't have healthy co-parenting. We avoid each other most of the time and everything in relation to the routine, and Matt, we resolve it through an app. We split all expenses related to our son, such as school, doctors and others, 50-50. I'm a dentist, to be clear, and until last year, before we separated, I cared for my son about this. Recently, she sent a message to me through the app letting me know that the dentist appointment was X amount and that we were to pay 50-50. I asked if something emergency had happened and she said no, just routine, and I asked why she didn't. Just let me know and I will take care of it. Her response was that now she has her own dentist and went through him since our kid was with her and it would be easier. I agreed, but I asked what the point was because it would literally be free if I did it. She kind of snapped me and said she expected payment from me. I replied that I would see because I don't refuse to pay for anything for Matt, especially for health reasons, but a stupid expense like that doesn't make sense and she can afford it if she simply prefers to pay for something that I do for free. She wasn't happy. She said that this was an expense for our son that we agreed to share, and I was refusing to do so, considering that I am his father and that she was not obliged to choose me as a dentist. We do have an agreement to split 50-50, but for me this is the most absurd expense she's charged me. I would understand if it was something emergency or outside my specialty, but a routine appointment? Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Yes, she is mom, but this is a medical decision. Changing doctors should be something that is agreed on, not done unilaterally. I would look at the specific verbiage of the divorce decree. Do you have rights regarding medical care? Are you listed as his dentist? This sounds like she's deliberately just trying to make you pay extra, even if she has to pay extra to make you do so. Agreed, she's doing this because she knew OP would stink about it. Who in the world, especially now, would pay extra for something someone would do for free? I would pay money to watch her explain this to a judge. It likely wouldn't be the stupidest thing the judge had to deal with that week either. I'm sorry, but you are the idiot. As someone whose dad was a dentist, I want you to think through if you want to press this. We asked our mom to go elsewhere because we were starting to associate dad with pain and anxiety, and we didn't want to tell him. We weren't afraid of him, but we didn't want to hurt his feelings. Agreed. Medical professionals shouldn't be practicing on family members for many reasons. You are the idiot, OP. As you pointed out, you're not in a great co-parenting relationship. It's more than normal to want a third party for all things. You are lording dentistry above her head to force interaction, and that's not great. We're at the beginning of my dad's retirement family trip. He's paying for all of us to meet as a family in Hawaii for a week since he's retiring after working at the same company for 42 years. There are 6 of us, but my brother and I live in the same part of the country. I guess it's relevant to say that I'm 5'1" and my brother is 6'6". I always fly for work and have quite a bit of status with the airline for which my dad bought our tickets. This is what happened way earlier today. We were all boarded and ready to go when a flight attendant approached me and whispered that they had a first-class passenger not show up and needed the coach seat to accommodate a standby passenger. She said I had by far the most status of anyone on the plane, so they were willing to move me to first class for free. I was like, oh yeah, and I took it in a heartbeat. I told my brother I'd see him in 12 hours and let me know if he wanted any food or drink, and I grabbed my stuff and moved. Needless to say, I had a nice flight. When we landed and were waiting for our shuttle, my brother was so cranky but wouldn't tell me what was going on. He didn't speak to me the whole shuttle ride. We had a nice hello with the rest of the family, but after I got down from my shower, my mom took me aside and said what I did was awful. I asked her what she was talking about, and she said that I should have given my brother the seat. I thought that would be the end of it, but all 5 of my siblings and my parents are upset with me, and the vacation is off to a very rough start. I was trying to play with my niece and nephew in the lobby waiting for lunch, and my sister said, no, they only like to play with people who give a crap about their family. What were you thinking? I asked her if this was about the first class thing, and she said, what do you think it's about? I said that he never asked me to switch with him, and she said, an idiot makes people beg. Family members don't. I've been by myself since brunch and not having much fun. Am I the idiot? I had something happen to me years ago on Air Canada. I was flying the Vancouver to Toronto red-eye with an adult daughter and got tagged for an upgrade. I asked about letting her fly up front instead and was told the seat was only available to the status holder. I was exhausted from a week working away, so I took it. No one shamed me for it. Not the idiot. Your brother was getting a free vacation, and being jealous of your status was rude and ill-informed. Yeah, OP, tell them that it wasn't even an option for him to move to first class. If you declined, they would have moved the next person on the list, not your brother. Your brother is a passive-aggressive whiner who apparently can't even use his words and runs to his mommy to fight his disputes for him. You deserved that upgrade, and even more so in retrospect because of how your brother acted like a toddler who missed his nap. Exactly, I'm amazed that her entire family is making such a big deal out of this, and for so long. Like, holy crap, let it go. Sounds like the brother is the angel child who can do no wrong. I would not put up with them trying to punish me for the whole vacation. Holy crap, your brother is a 6'6" baby, and the rest of the family are entitled idiots. Update, I only saw my family for a little bit yesterday, and they were still mad at me to varying degrees. I have a good friend who lives here in the military, so she hung out with me, and we met some really fun and cute guys at a dive bar. So my vacation will be great no matter what. But reading your comments really gave me the confidence to not give a crap, or try to at least. Thank you. I will keep this as clear as possible. My daughter used to be married to Ryan. Ryan cheated on her and they divorced. During the divorce, my daughter learned she was pregnant. She told me she wouldn't tell Ryan, and I thought she was joking. The baby was born and she was telling everyone that Ryan abandoned the kid. I couldn't do it. Even if he was a bad partner, my grandkid deserved to have her father in her life. So I told Ryan, and he was angry, to be blunt. There was a huge court custody issue, and in the end he got partial custody. My daughter went no contact due to me betraying her by telling Ryan. Since then I haven't heard from my daughter. Ryan has been in contact with me and he was really grateful that I informed him. My grandchild is now a preschooler and he will sometimes visit me during his custody time. I'm very happy to have a relationship with my grandchild and try to be a good grandma. I got a call from my daughter calling me an idiot, saying that if I had any respect for her, I would stay out of her kids' lives. Ryan informed me that legally she can't do crap about this situation. So the moral question is, am I an idiot for being in my grandchild's life even if my daughter hates it? Yes, you are the idiot. Huge, you are the idiot. It's not your business or place to interfere in the first place. Wow, choosing sides with the cheating ex-spouse over your own child, not just in opinion but in ways that cost her huge amounts of money, time and heartache. Of course she go no contact with you. It's her child, not yours. You don't have any rights at all, and there is no business inserting yourself into this. So, if you have to cozy up with the cheating ex to get your way, that's what's important, right? Not the idiot. Your daughter is a huge idiot. She kept the baby from him out of spite. That's completely messed up. You love your daughter, but you didn't want your grandchild to grow up without a dad, and now dad is allowing you to have a relationship with your grandchild. I don't think this makes you an idiot at all. Your daughter is very selfish and petty, and who the heck is she to call you out for being disrespectful? All she's shown to you is a complete lack of respect. Ryan deserved access to his kid. The kid deserved her father in her life. He is letting you access the child who deserves you in her life.